Beautiful Bath. Rarely has it looked better. Rarely has their treasured rugby team looked better. Top of the log, home playoff assured. But today the Tigers hunting the same prize. A win here does that, just to reiterate. Nothing a given though, just our Saracens. When we consider that late drama at the Gardens, that's put a real spanner in their works. So to the sides, and all changed to the team Johan van Grant sent out in Cardiff last weekend. These are even broadly the men who will go into bat in the Challenge Cup final next Friday night against Lyon, and who therefore need a bit of a tune-up. Tom Dunn today notching a record 184 Premiership appearances, going past David Barnes's tally. Alfie Barbary back at number 8, significant responsibility now that Jaco Coetzee is out. A familiar back line with a first Premiership start at fullback for Kieran Donoghue, the standout emergence over the last few weeks. Tries against both Newcastle and Bristol. And for the Tigers, Michael Checker able to call upon almost all his heavyweights, barring George Martin and Dan Cole. The side captained by the talismanic Puma. Julian Montoya leaving for France next season. Ollie Chesham, a line in waiting, selected at lock. A 100th Premiership outing for Hanro Liebenberg on the blind side. That established first choice half-back pairing of Van Portvliet and Pollard, and their prolific flyers on the wing. Ollie Hassel-Collins, the league's top try scorer, and Adam Radwan, who's been brilliant since arriving from the Falcons, and Freddie Stewart bringing up 100 Premiership starts at fullback. Head-to-heads, flats.
I like the 2-7s, Ali. You think about what's got Bath to the top of the Prem. There's some nice touches, of course there are, but it's power. It's brutal, physical power, and few players sum that up. Few players deliver that better than Sam Underhill, and opposite him you've got Tommy Raffel, one of the best thieves in the business. His job is all about removing momentum from the opposition. Can't wait to see how that goes.
As you'd expect when first plays second, there's matchups galore in the back lines. Looking forward to see how the centres hit each other hard, but you can't look at past the 10s. Russell versus Pollard. World Cup winner Pollard looking for control, wants to leave on a high. Russell wants to leave the club, potentially as the Lions 10. Who knows? Johnny Sexton will decide.
He'll be amongst those making that decision, we would suggest. But today really, despite the venue, kind of all about this lot. And Bath will be looking to get into excellent shape ahead of next Friday night. Tigers know that their playoff destiny is in their hands. A home semi-final, tantalisingly close. A win today of any kind, and they can start printing the tickets for Mattioli Woods Welford Road in 3 weeks' time. A last 4 shootouts secure. They've enjoyed good wins recently, 4 bonus point wins in their last 5 outings. They have that momentum, they have that belief, Flats. They have a world-class coach, they have a double World Cup winning fly half. Lots and lots of good reasons why the Tigers are genuine title contenders.
Come right back into it. They're in massive form. They've got the big set piece. They've got the speed, they've got the creativity. Woodward's been a revelation in midfield, and at 10 in Andre Pollard, of course they have a superstar, but what they have is a brilliant clinical decision maker. Great team.
Sort of characters, Andre Pollard and Julian Montoya, as you look out onto the field, or if you're Michael Checker and you look out onto the field and you feel a sense of calm, I'm guessing, Austin, because these latter stages, particularly when we get into the knockouts, that's what matters.
Yeah, you want those smart heads, don't you? And they've got plenty of those out there. Leicester, I think they're desperate to win this because there's a lot of quality leaving the club at the end of this season. They might not get the chance again for a good few years.
So here come Bath. Roared on by the faithful, basking in the sunshine and revelling in all the success that's coming this club's way now. They know their semi-final will be right here. They've done all the heavy lifting in the league already, and much like Saints today at Franklin's Gardens, this rather all about tuning up for a big EPCR final, holding on to the impetus as well that they built all season. Last week it was pretty much an academy team, wasn't it, in the Principality. They played well, they fought really hard, but they were nothing like full strength. Today, different. Look at these characters. This outfit has a pretty menacing look about it, and the bench, of course, super strong as ever. Home form exceptional. Anthony Woodthorpe, our referee. Jack Makepeace and Wayne Fowler assisting him. David Rose is our TMO. The Tigers going in search of a home semi-final. Top two in the Premiership, going at it in the sunshine. 1 point for Michael Checker's men gives them a place. 4 gives them a day to remember at Welford Road. And let's not forget all the history and the tradition between these two. 17 league titles between them. A rivalry 112 years old. And of course fortified by all those incredible battles in the 80s and the 90s. But this is all about 2025 and a playoff place on the line. The ball taken in by Charlie Ewells of Bath.
Use it. No.
And the first swing of that cultured left boot from Ben Spencer.
Okay. End the line. End of the line, fellas. Gap.
Keen to see what Leicester Tigers do from here. Their first shot, very early shot at a launch play. It's a shortened line out. They've got plans.
In comes Chesham, a little bit late on. Calls, and calls for Henderson. The ball delivered to Van Portfleet. Pollard swings it out. Woodward, that's in behind Stewart, who has to drop on it. Thockenhasinger's there too. Here's Chesham again. Great to see his celebratory video upon Lion selection, just like all the others. It means so much, and he's fully deserving of his place. Up she goes from Van Portfleet. In comes Donoghue, not taken that clean, but Redpath is there, fortunately. Pollard watches that carefully out of the sunlight. And once again, it's Donoghue who's starting his first Premiership match at fullback, having had a very successful time at fly half in the last few weeks.
He's looked really good, hasn't he? I mean, he's really given himself a chance of playing in that final next week and further on as they get into the Prem.
Good competition.
Knockout stages, but I like the look of him. He's got plenty of wheels, good kicking game. And they've got some quality in the 15 shirt, and you know, they're not signing anyone great who plays there next year either, are they? Santiago Carrera's coming next year.
Yeah. You can throw Henry Arundel in there as well.
You could pick 3 teams.
Just for good measure. And that's gone forwards, surely, or did it come off a boot? It's with the skipper, Montoya, for now.
Take it back into the half, hold in front.
Pollard. Again, they're keen on testing out Donoghue, seemingly, and why wouldn't you be? Brilliantly claimed, is it, by Hassel Collins?
Nearly. You can see why they're targeting. So what's happening? They're trying to carry strong. They're kind of trying to carry hard into the Bath defence. They're getting bashed. The first up tackles from Bath are really, really good so far. So they're, in a sense, being forced to kick, but also that's 2 kicks put on Kieran Donoghue, who I agree has been fabulous so far in his young career. And it's 2 that have been unclean, been untidy. They will pressure him. He will have tough moments. He's not the biggest bloke to be playing at fullback. He is a massive unit, Ollie Hassel Collins. That won't help Donoghue. But you can be pretty sure that Donoghue will have his moments in this game. He'll do something brilliant at some point. But that seems to be an early tactic from Tigers, doesn't it?
Crouch!
Yeah, you're just looking at Finn Russell now, looking at the wind. He's looking at Hassel Collins. He's thinking, 50-22, kick more than anyone else.
Can you look at the wind?
No, he just dropped the grass. He looked at the grass and see which way it went. That's how you test the wind. There you go, there's the kick.
Downfield. And testing bounce, which is watched carefully by Stewart, who thumps it away out of immediate danger at least.
Free kick, get 3 for the mark.
100th Tigers start today for Freddie Stewart. And Tom Dunn with a milestone of his own today, moving past David Barnes for Premiership appearances. Away goes Spencer! Ben Spencer bringing the wreck to its feet.
Fabulous from Ben Spencer. The ball from Sam Underhill was decent enough. Leicester didn't mark it. Watch Henderson. Flies out trying to cut off the pass. That's fine. But he's got to communicate that, just like flying out of a defensive line, and somebody has to fill those gaps. If you're going to fly out, Don't leave a hole for someone as sharp as Spencer. Game over.
Really good finish, isn't it?
Thanks, Rosie.
Henderson steps out the line, like Flat says, and then Nicky Smith drops underneath him. He has to hold his position there. You can't leave that big a space for somebody with the wheels of Spencer. We'll have another look after the kick, but he's just taken the opportunity.
Wide from the conversion, but Bath on the board, thanks to their captain.
You want to get in position, don't you? Watch Nicky Smith in the headgear. He just turns his head away, moves to the side. It's a bit harsh saying it's his fault, but you've got to protect the space.
You've said it now. No, but actually, it was brilliant from Spencer, but Henderson forced Spencer into that hole. There was no other option for him, and there was just no one filling it. So it was opportunism, but really poor defence.
Here's Alfie Barbary. Happy to do battle with Adam Radwan, who wisely drops and goes low.
He was a little bit lucky in the last box kick, Spencer. Henderson was really close to him at charging it down, and again, this doesn't look like the longest ruck to me. Yeah, they're putting extra guys in now. Again, he's really tight getting the ball away.
Yeah, not too far away. We've seen rather more charge downs in recent weeks, haven't we? Joe Batley's been brilliant at it for Bristol. Excellent again last night, albeit in a losing cause, and in Cardiff. And these nines, I guess they've had it pretty much their own way for some time in terms of those clearances.
It's like a goalkeeper now. You're not allowed to touch them, are you?
A special aura all around them.
Very special nines.
It's good. Shouldn't protect them too much. Got to be sharp, haven't they? It's their job.
Doesn't matter.
Tosha to Henderson, not clean, but interference in the air. And Quinn Rue arguing the toss, but Anthony Wood thought not to be moved.
It's a nice throw, that. You just keep your eye on, is it Quinn Rue? Yeah, he just gets his arms in between.
Shot called.
And he does get a bit of ball. He gets ball with that. You just think, well, he has made contact with an arm. Yes, he's pulled an arm off, but he's got the ball, as he's saying, if you can lip read. Don't have to be a genius. Look, the arm goes up. I mean, you know what it might be. You might be able to call that a knock on. But I don't know if that's a penalty. I mean, he's made physical contact, but he's got ball. You've got to have some contact, haven't you?
It's very tough up there, isn't it? When you're making those split-second decisions, and the difference between contact and contest is almost nothing sometimes.
If he's got no contact with the ball there and he's whacked an arm away and caused his oppo to drop it, fine. But for me, that's a bit rough.
8 out of 8 last week for Andre Pollard. And he's going to open his account here at the Rec with another very well-struck penalty. He doesn't miss too many, as we know. And more significantly, I think, he doesn't miss too many when they really matter.
Like you say, he's a big game player. He doesn't like the small games. He likes World Cup finals. He has them for breakfast.
They're going to miss him as he heads back to South Africa to play with the Bulls next season. Still not clear who the Tigers will have at 10 for their next Premiership campaign.
Take it back in, use it.
Jamie Shilcock amongst those leaving the club. And as Austin was mentioning, Montosha is off, Dan Kelly is away, Ben Youngs is retiring. It's going to be quite a changed picture for the new boss, Jeff Parling, announced this week.
Keep coming, Tigers!
Donahue assessing the options before driving it long. Hassel Collins feeds Van Portfleet, who will take the territory, and Bath will have the line out.
Well, it ends up being a nice net gain, doesn't it? And even though Kieran Donahue is a very young player and he hasn't played that much yet, there is still an expectation seemingly from Leicester Tigers that he's going to run it, because that's what he's so good at. So actually manages to find grass, find a bit of space with his kick. Not a great clearance, and Van Portfleet, good spot for Bath.
Interesting to see now, bad setup. A number of players are in that back channel of the lineup. They go short to make it even bigger. Now if they peel out, loads of runners.
Underhill to Barbary, clattering onwards. Very well brought down in the end by Cracknell, but the ball is still with Bath. And they have a little bit of momentum here. Barbary again trying to hammer his way through the gain line. Russell now, inside ball for Singer. Stretching the fabric of this Tigers defence. Here's Redpath. Different approach from him, the footwork. Ojomoh now. Quick ball for Spencer. Thought there was a space there to run into. And he's well marshalled. To Toy.
That's a nice little bit of footwork just as he got the ball then. That brought him 3 metres, that's clever.
Big leg drive as well. Russell got it away. Muir was there. Here's Singer. And he's cut down by Hassel Collins. Still with Bath. Tom Dunn. The heavy traffic just keeps on coming. And Russell's picking the options. Ojomoh is the latest of those. Trying to find a little bit of width. Potentially that's gone forwards. And the Tigers celebrate their press defence. Their dogged resilience coming up trumps.
We talk about the improvement in Leicester this season. It's definitely in the latter half. Their defensive structure has become very difficult to break down. People not stepping in, sliding, staying in your zone. Don't bite in, trust the guy on the inside, and then have big collisions.
When you think you've got Barbary carrying off the back of a line out in space, you come back against the grain. You've got Thomas de Toit as your dummy carrier, giving it to Ted Hill. Then you've got Singer on the inside shoulder of Finn Russell. There is so much firepower to deal with, so much power from Bath. Brilliantly defended in that set by Leicester Tigers.
Let's go.
Woody?
Yes, mate.
I'll just let me show you some head contact in that tackle.
There are a couple of really good carries in there. De Toit did well.
David Rose has intervened here. RTMO. Head contact has been spotted. So Anthony Woodthorpe jogging across towards the big screen. Around about 90 metres away from his original position.
Okay. Here's the first angle, Woody.
He's got some traps on him, hasn't he, the ref?
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah.
Could have slowed down for you again, Woody.
Yeah.
It's whether it's head first or if it's shoulder and bounces up. I reckon that's shoulder straight to
the
shots,
shoulder
isn't it?
there.
Yeah.
I think this is a red card.
Yeah, it's a big shot as well.
It's a big hit.
Just going to get the point of contact, Woody.
Thank you.
I'm not sure what mitigation there is. It's foul play, there's force.
Those are all the angles, Woody.
Okay. So we've got head contacts. We have foul play because we have a player that's upright. Okay. Are we looking at direct head contact or through the body? Yeah, I think there's a lot of shoulder to chest,
Wow.
and then
I'm
there's some
not
head
so
contact.
sure.
So I'm starting at a yellow card, but there's no mitigation. Do you agree? Okay.
I think he's a lucky boy there. I think the only mitigation is there's somebody else in the tackle, which changes the shape of the tackle, but I've seen that red in the past.
And interestingly, Joe Woodward kind of hasn't made the tackle at the point of impact from Chesham, so yeah, he might consider himself fortunate, Ollie Chesham, but he's off to the bin for 10 minutes, and it's yellow rather than red. You can see that the challenge from Woodward hasn't actually happened at the same point that he hits him.
I think that's a red card, Al.
I think as long as the player who's been hit is all right, and Will Muir, it seems, is all right, I'm always, being completely honest, I'm always pleased when it's yellow and not red, but I think that time, I think Ollie Chesham, wonderful player, just got quite lucky.
So, Bath with a numerical advantage. Dunn to Ewells, and the familiar sight of this heavy pack of Bath forwards, assisted by some of the back division. In comes Will Butt, trying to get the job done from close range.
Tell you what, Tigers have resisted that really well. Look at the body shape. So ain't many men standing up in there. Bath have found an edge on the right. Now they've got the numbers. It's just Leicester have got to stay on their feet if they're going to stop this. Very hard to stop Detroit from here. I reckon he's been held up. Who's got under there? That was brilliant.
That is a very swift decision from Anthony Woodthorpe.
No, I think the ball bounces on the floor.
I think Montoya gets underneath it.
Let's see.
No, he's underneath it.
Oh, it's close.
It's brilliant, and it's really good refereeing too.
I just wonder if that ball might have grazed the grass before the hand comes in. It's touch and go, isn't it?
Yeah. But he's the ref.
Absolutely, and he's a lot closer than you and me.
You must have better eyesight than me, lads.
Yeah, Woody, you're in great position there. I've got nothing to override that.
Thanks, mate.
On the referee's physique and traps, I think he's wearing padding. I think he's got a shoulder pad on.
I think he's got like a bodysuit underneath.
Look at that shoulder. That's bionic trap. Not having that. Not having it.
I think he just loves an upright row.
Time on.
Implants, trap implants.
Okay,
Can you get trap implants?
Yeah, I've had them.
Not sure you needed them,
No, I don't
we're
need
honest.
I thought you were a donor.
Yules gathers this in for Bath, who are going to regroup and go again from just outside the 22 this time. Redpath holds that back out of the back door from Russell. Away goes Will Butt. Oh, Donoghue can't hold it. It's with Hassel Collins now. And a couple of really good opportunities for Bath have been squandered.
Inside. Use it. Vanjova.
From Portfleet, really good distance on that.
Lovely from Finn Russell, wasn't it? Nice bit of skill. It's not where he wanted the ball, because it was really good first up hit from Leicester Tigers. And it's the pass from Butt. Just seems to... Maybe it's something about flying in the wind, dipping in the wind, or going from the sunshine to the shade. I'm not sure.
It's always the way, though. If the guy on the inside you is sliding across the field, it takes all the space. It makes it difficult for you to pick a line.
Redpath gathers the line out. Spencer is there. Russell now. Show of the ball. Heads to that 22. In comes Montosha again, looking to spoil possession. Ted Hill on the carry.
There's some power in that carry.
Spencer again, but
Backwards.
and Tigers just getting in the eye line, mixing it up, and Joe Hayes has given that a thump. And back goes Redpath. Hassel Collins might just be winning the race, and Redpath is there in enough time. They're being hustled and harried at the moment, Bath, and the Tigers are looking good for it.
I tell you what, almost every time Bath have a powerful carry, Ted Hill just put one in. Leicester reorganised, they seem to take offence, and they fly off the line into Bath. It's working really well for them.
I think Montoya sliding across defensively shows the desire. It's a load of work, right? It's a lovely ball over the top, and as they get into Russell's hands, you think, right, they're in trouble. But look who makes the tackle all the way across, but everyone else stands off. They don't commit, they get in the eye line of the pass. And I just think Hassel Collins reacted a little bit late to this, and he's got the gas to get there. Had he gone straight away, I think it's probably a try.
Taking back.
Good fly hack too, wasn't it? Proper job.
Tigers.
Is he wearing Predators, Joe Hayes? Wearing Preds?
He looks like the Predator.
That's, yeah, just slightly larger.
Stability on the mark. Stoppage on the mark.
Well, they'll be thrilled that the fly hack has produced a scrum right here, 5 metres out from the Bath try line. Redpath having no option but to carry it back over. Remember, they're playing with 14 here, Leicester.
Crouch. Bind.
Front five got a massive job to do here for Leicester. They've got to occupy, put enough pressure on to keep that Bath back row down.
Big old scrummage, and Cracknell has it. And Spencer and Hill doing everything they can to thwart him. Liebenberg sizing things up here. Swallowed up in the tackle by Dutoy.
No, Alfie, no.
Barbary has to give up the fight. Tigers still have it. Hayes driven back. Muscular work there. And Bath have secured possession through Tom Dunn. What a critical turnover that was. And they might just think something's on here. Sending it out wide. And some excellent footwork before the ball is fumbled. Donoghue again
Lost it
has
again.
merit with those feet.
The thing about Radwan arriving at Leicester means that you can't beat them around the outside now because he's so quick. So he just stands off. This is a brilliant rip, and then he's got the power to keep going, makes an extra 10 metres.
Okay, time
But
off.
they're just forcing it a little
down.
bit too much, Bath, aren't they? One extra pass that's not needed. Go to ground, recycle, go again. Because when they do get their phase play going and the ball gets into Russell's hands, he breaks people down.
How good's Tom Dunn been this season, Fritz?
I actually think he's always been a warrior, right? And he's always been the sort of bloke that he's hard as nails. You don't mind chinning someone on a Tuesday afternoon, and whether we like it or not, that's gold in a forward pack at pro level. but he's always been the sort of bloke that if you run into him and knock you into next week. But I think he's gone up a level this season. I think he's been fantastic. And Dan Frost coming in from Exeter Chiefs next year is a really, really good signing for Bath. A brilliant player, but he won't have it all his own way in terms of starting games, because Tom Dunn's added a lot. Whenever he's come off the bench this season as well, he's looked fantastic. So I think he's, if anything, he's actually getting better.
If you come to the rec early, when he comes out, he runs out, he does 2 laps of the pitch, and everyone cheers. I said, I've never seen anyone do a lap of honour before the game.
Some player, and entirely reliable for Johan van Graan. He's been the go-to man on so many different occasions. Pollard is threatening the line here himself for Leicester. Finn Russell trying to affect the rip, but it's here now for Nicky Smith of the Tigers, and that offload has stuck with Catter at the second attempt. Playing with an advantage. Cam Henderson inside the 22. Van Poortvliet pops it off the deck, and taken in by Will Butt. And back we go for the earlier advantage, playing the 9.
That's where he's dangerous, isn't he? When he starts that sideways movement, just looking for someone's eyes to go off him. All he's looking for, and there's kids who are thinking, right, what do I do if I run across the field? If you can just get somebody's inside shoulder to turn away from you, that's where you run at.
So you're running across the field as a 9, you're looking for a defender outside you to predict where you're going to throw the ball.
Yeah, pump the ball, see if you can move somebody's inside shoulder forward. On that occasion, if he has left hand, the left hand comes forward, that's what you run at.
So 14-man Tigers.
Stay 2 metres.
Camped 10 metres away. Line out ball. 3 Liebenberg, as it has been for so much of this season. No one's won more possession from that set piece. Woodwards tucks and drives. Cracknell from Portland. Liebenberg, very well met. Dunn and Underhill right in the mix. And then, was that a deliberate knock-on? It was knocked on in the tackle.
I think they'll have a look at that, won't they? Was it deliberate, or was it actually in the action of tackle? It was a good kick, this.
Yep, Van Poortvliet, he's measured that beautifully. Up goes Dunn, but it's been stolen from him, and the try is there. Fantastic. Joe Woodward with the score, but the vision and the accuracy of Van Poortvliet, very special.
All-round fantastic skills, Ali, wasn't it? Seeing the opportunity, he pops out here, looks up, little dink over. Really difficult for Butt to back off and take that. Steps on the inside, it's a great finish. You don't think he's getting there from that point.
32, Paul.
Steps off the inside. Yeah, that's a really nice finish in the end.
I tell you what, the finish is fantastic. He does get stopped, doesn't he? He's outnumbered. It's a brilliant take, but can't get there. But that kick is absolutely perfect. Perfect.
First Premiership try for Joe Woodward.
Tries good, Woody.
Thanks, Rose.
And he's had a fantastic season, hasn't he? What a breakthrough. Keeping out Dan Kelly and putting together a very nice partnership with Solomon Ekata as we see the woodwork rattled. But the Tigers are in front. They lead by 8 points to 5, and they've got points significantly, Austin, whilst down a man.
And up the slope as well, so it's psychological when you come to the wreck. Play up the hill.
You keep saying this to me. I played here 100 times and I never noticed any... I mean, I moved quite slowly anyway. I never noticed gravity helping me at any point. Is there really a slope here, do you think?
Yeah.
It's in Austin's mind, therefore it exists.
Absolutely, yeah.
Russell for both.
On the ball.
Held by Catter. Dunn. Once more, putting Bath on the front foot, and Joe Hayes getting in the way there, allowing for an advantage. Bono just couldn't get that away. Might still work out though. They drop on it through Hill.
Would be good to check, see if Ted Hill's in the front there, mate.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we have a grounding. At the moment, it's on-field try. Okay, advantage is over at this point. So on-field try, we just need to check whether or not 6 blue is in front.
It's going to get the angle for us, Woody, just to have a check.
Loads of momentum from Bath, wasn't it?
First one coming up now.
Penalty advantage because Joe Hayes fails to move. Cam Redpath did really well. Barno, Freddie Stewart went for the intercept.
Yeah, he's in front.
I think he's in front. He's offside.
He's in front?
Yeah, he's in front,
Okay,
yeah.
I've just seen it back as well. They've only gone about 10 metres before he's offside, so the advantage isn't over at this point. So we're going to go back for a penalty for not rolling by Tigers free. He's offside.
Well, it's just a little unfortunate from a Bath perspective, from a Ted Hill perspective. The try will not stand. Tigers
6 was offside.
survive,
No, it's here.
but
No, it's
Bath
here.
will have that penalty from the Joe Hayes infringement.
Not rolling, into the 9.
Still with 90 seconds to play, with a man advantage here, Bath. They've knocked on the door. They've asked some difficult questions, but they haven't quite come up with the killer play yet.
Look at Will Muir. They've thrown it over the top quite a few times, Bath. They've got a lot of guys in that channel. Wouldn't be surprised if they go again. They've gone short here now.
To Underhill, flat ball for Butt, too flat, couldn't hold it. Tigers on the counter now. Hassel Collins hits and spins through Thokinasinger. Playing with such confidence at the moment.
Ball's out a long time.
Ollie Hassel Collins looks a player transformed. The penalty here to Bath. Tigers not releasing.
Very good. You know, it was a really good carry in heavy traffic from Cam Henderson. He made really good yardage, so good that he isolated himself and none of his mates got with him. The sort of spot Ollie Chesham would have been. Charlie Ewells did really well to get in there quick. Gets him down, straight on the ball. Enough daylight to please the ref. Just enough. That was sharp from a big man.
Once more upfield they go. Last opportunity to get this done whilst playing with an extra man. Ewells delivers it for Spencer. Thokinasinger up full steam, and Hassel Collins does well to get in his way and stem the flow, but Hill is close again. He's short though, has to squeeze it back. Ojomoh drives and scores. As the yellow card ticks away, Benno Ojomoh for Bath, lead restored.
It's all about the Bath power, isn't it? Thokinasinger off the top. Would you want to tackle this guy at full tilt? But Hassel Collins does quite a good job to stop him with Kata. And then they just keep coming wave after wave. Ojomoh runs the overs line, takes out one of the inside defenders, gets back to his feet, and then they just can't recycle the power. They can't get in position quick enough.
There's a man who's hungry for a Premiership title. Cast your mind back to that occasion last summer, and the red card that cost Bath so dear has been such a key part of the resurgence of this team. And he's on the scoreboard here today. They lead by 12 points to 8 now.
Fantastic carry from Thokinasinger, wasn't it? Absolutely full chat. And they stop him, but they stop him a few metres after contact. Ted Hill loads of power. And what they try and do, Leicester here, they think, well, we're not going to knock Ojomoh backwards, especially when he's got back up. Let's get underneath him. But he's so low to the ground. You'd call that as close to impossible to stop as it gets.
Here's Barbary. He's got a big old job in the next few weeks, Alfie Barbary. They've really had a good thing going with himself and Jaco Coetzee sharing that number 8 role. But with Coetzee out of the picture for the time being, he's pretty much taking that on himself now. Arthur Green, the man who's on the bench, covering 8 today.
Hold the mark, Charlie, please. Hold the mark. No 50-22. Line outs in this half.
Yeah.
Open up. Tigers to the line. Charlie, step. Thank you.
Ollie Chesham obviously back with us and ready to take control at that line out. Pollard fires it out. Kata, lovely bit of work from Woodward to Stewart. From Portfleet, quick to the ball. Pollard through the gain line and beyond the 10-metre line. Cracknell now. Really nice this from Tigers fizzing
Ball's out a long time.
and running pleasingly onto the ball. Kata. In goes Underhill. Hayes.
Tackle now, Bath!
Pollard.
Good timing on the tackle.
Liebenberg, really good tackle from Ted Hill. The ball stolen.
You win the ball, you've never rolled away. You've never rolled away.
No rolling, and tempers flaring on the
best
deck.
tackles just after the whistle. They're the best ones.
Oh, we get 13 takes the ball with 6 on the wrong side.
So can red pass all right, it's just that Ted Hill is lying on the wrong side,
me.
not allowing Leicester to get in there and compete for it as quickly as he otherwise
Not rolling
might.
first.
Ted Hill's got to move quicker. I mean, he can't move any quicker, and there's no one there from Leicester. Nicky Smith arguably gets tangled up with Ted Hill, doesn't he? That's tight.
Seemed pretty harsh.
Yeah, did.
Like, he did his best to get up, got pushed back down again. I mean, anyway.
Unless he can teleport, I don't know how much quicker he can get away
Thank you.
there.
Used to love quantum leap.
Oh boy.
That's what I've been told.
Options. And again, it's to Liebenberg. Montoya on the loop. Stewart into the line. And driving hard through the challenge of Redpath. Out it comes again. Van Portfleet back to the open side. Nicky Smith, lovely footwork. Banged over by Ojomoh, but they're 5 metres away here, Leicester. And putting shoulders to the wheel very effectively. Cracknell, Van Portfleet. Spencer doing well, but the pressure's building. And the trouble with it, have Bath done enough here? No, it's still with Leicester.
Radwan's walking in if they can see him.
Tackle on the head!
Donohue's itching for that intercept, look. He's narrow now.
Donohue has to narrow things up defensively. Still they drive tight. They've got an advantage now, the Tigers. Cracknell has another dart.
It's short, no hands!
Here we go, Woodward. Pollard swings it out. Great feet. And Radwan is held by 3 Bath players. Barbary in amongst it. Really big ball from Van Portfleet. It's taken by Bath, and the whistle is blown for the offence way back on the other side of the field. Hassel-Collins down.
I just think they picked the wrong player here.
Then the team over come in for me.
If Radwan can get this away, he's got Hassel-Collins outside him, and Stewart looks like in a lot of pain. Lovely setup. They get it out the back.
We go time off.
If he can get that wide, he's got 2 guys with no defenders in front of him, and it's 5 points.
Time's off.
So you think Radwan needs to get that out one more? It needs to go past him to Hassel-Collins in the first place.
And the picking goes.
Are you looking something?
No, we're just timing off.
Oh yeah, he's got one there, isn't he?
Sorry, Woody, what?
That's a head contact.
Bath were just asking for a potential knock-on on the pick and goes. I didn't have anything live, so
no, we need to be more specific because we've got a number. We've got a number there, haven't we?
No, it was the tackle by 7.
Surely they're going to look at the Yule's head contact.
No foul play in the Ollie Hassel-Collins incident either.
Good job.
No foul play.
That didn't look good, did it?
How are they not looking at the Hassel-Collins head contact?
Apparently they've ruled no foul play.
Just on my right, mate. Thank you. I'll step out of the way.
We'll have another look at that in a minute or two. Let's concentrate on this scrum for the moment. Tigers still with opportunities here. Decent short side to work with as well if they wanted to. But across they come, and they keep it tight. And Cracknell drives hard. And he's denied by Barbary and friends.
Place the ball.
More bodies committed by Bath. Yules is there, Rue is there, Russell is there.
Okay.
You feel like one man wider is the way to go to the right. You target Finn Russell.
They're intent on getting this done from half a metre out. I think they think they've grounded it here, Leicester.
Well, they think they do, but I wonder if it's Joe Hayes. I wonder if he's crawling on the ground then. knees are pumping, aren't they?
Brilliant, Ben!
They need to let us play the ball. But before they go like 5-6 times.
Thank you, one sec. Rosie, just want to check whether or not the ball made it to the goal line, please. At the moment, I haven't got an on-field decision, so if it's no clear ground, I'm going to go 5-metre scrum. Okay, because I haven't got it held up either.
Yeah, okay.
Lost sight of the ball. That ball is never coming out from either team.
Coming up, Woody, the first angle now, mate.
There's the ball. Ball's down. But is it on the line?
Next picture now, Woody, coming for you.
So the players are onside because he's picked the ball up. They're onside when he goes to make tackle. Yes, Rosie?
So I've got no picture of the ball over the line, but when he hits the ground, you can then see that there's a momentum from his knees.
It's not clear and obvious, is it?
No, it's not clear and obvious, but I think in probability,
show you one more time.
You're weighing on the side of a try rather than not.
Except he has asked for assistance.
He can reach once, can't go twice.
You can see he's moving his lower body there.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay.
There's no picture of the ball on the line at all.
So I agree. So he's tackled short of the line, and then he has crawled forward. So therefore, it's there's no try. It's a penalty for extra roll. Happy?
Yeah.
So no, he's tackled short, and then he continues to crawl. Okay. So therefore, it's a penalty for double movement.
A penalty against Leicester,
penalty for them against
which will account for the raised eyebrow from Julian Montoya. He's been seen to propel himself forwards whilst also being on both of his knees simultaneously. So a sarcastic clap from Michael Checker. Hayes denied, Bath off the hook, and they've thumped it away into touch some 35 metres away.
The reality is there's probably a really good chance he got that down, but the crawling looked bad and they couldn't be conclusive in vision, so that is probably quite tough on Joe Hayes, but ultimately no other decision really could have been made after that question.
Hold in front.
Russell.
You're on.
He's got a lot of height on that. Pollard's got to make quite a lot of ground in. It's been tapped down by Thokina Singer, but forwards in the eyes of Anthony Woodthorpe, so they have a knock-on advantage here, Leicester.
Still under advantage.
Kata.
Okay, advantage is over.
Cracknell. Pollard.
Just watching Ben Spencer. He's just following JVP everywhere. Every breakdown, his eyes on him, his man marking him. He's done a great job.
Interesting improvisation from Andre Pollard. Not his finest. Directly into touch. There wasn't much doing through the phase play. That was a weird decision.
Just back to that Spencer thing. If your 9 tells your forwards before the game, don't worry about JVP. Defending your zone, I will always have him. It gives them more commitment to come forward, gives them more line speed. So I think it's a really good tactic, particularly when you've got someone like JVP who likes to slide and then snipe through holes.
If you're a 9, why would you not do that every match?
I think you should. I think it's because you've got other things to do. You've got to cover the chips, little blind side. You lose some other things from it. A little bit of organisation you lose as well. But if you weigh it up on what's the biggest loss, the biggest loss is him breaking and scoring. So stop that first and do your other jobs later.
Let's ask Johan van Gro. Oh, hello. We're having another look at the big screen. Let's just hold that thought for a moment before we speak to the Bath Director of Rugby.
Coming to the screen now.
Yeah, it's head on head, Woody.
Okay.
Oh, you show the first picture, Woody.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get you another picture this
He wins
side,
the
Woody.
contact, doesn't he? So
yeah. Okay.
He's low. I think it's a penalty at most, really.
I'll give you one more.
Maybe yellow.
This is the slow-mo
push.
one. Point of contact.
Yeah, okay. So Rosie, happy you come to me now. So we've got direct head contact. We have foul play because he's upright, he could be lower. He's hitting forward and he's making direct head contact. There's a high degree of danger. But then I've got mitigation. I've got the player, is it Bath Lucid that tackles him across?
+1, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's gone from red card down to yellow card.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, The way he's described that, it sounded like a worse offence than Ollie Chesham, which doesn't seem quite right to me. The outcome is the same, regardless. All these players know they've got to get as low as possible. There was a dip, it just wasn't quite sufficient. Let's bring in Johan van Graan, the Bath director of rugby. Johan, do you have a view on that?
Yeah, definitely.
Can you hear me, Johan?
Yep.
Hi, sorry, I was just wondering if you had a view on the decision we've just seen.
Yeah, referee's call on pitch. Obviously, there were 2 tacklers involved.
Your assessment of where we are right now. Half an hour played, you've hit the front, but as we knew, Tigers throwing everything at you.
Yeah, heavyweight boxing fight. Number 1 and number 2 having a go at each other. Every collision matters, both sides of the ball. You know, we defended really well to get that penalty on the far side. From us, potentially a bit more clinical in opposition 22. We had 1 or 2 opportunities. We've got to fight through this yellow card now.
We were just talking about the battle at 9 between Ben Spencer and Jack van Portfleet. Fair to say there needs to be, on occasions, special attention paid to someone like Van Portfleet. Ben Spencer's got a big mission today.
Yeah, he's playing really well, Jack, and we eyed him in terms of the side of the breakdown. So yeah, we need to make sure we look after him.
Thanks so much for your time, Johan.
Thanks, Ali.
Tigers on the attack through Cracknell and through the hands of Hassel Collins and forwards, and the moment passes just as the pressure was building.
They're playing. No.
Scrum or line out.
They decided against it, the ref. But I think he's got quite a big half-time, Johan, because Bath haven't really done anything, have they? Yes, they're in the lead, but they haven't imposed their style of game. And I think that's what he'll be saying at half-time. We need to impose our style. We're going into a final next week. If we play like this against Lyon, we'll lose. So you use that as the motivation, guys. If you want to play next week, I need to see more from you. I need to see more control, more power. Stop letting Leicester, that's not easy to say, stop you.
And actually, there have been episodes of real power, haven't there? There have been sights of it, but actually the Spencer try, while it was fabulous from him, it was really brought about. He was forced into a hole by poor Leicester defence at the line-out. I think Ozzy's right. This is Bath are in the lead, but they're not quite looking themselves just yet.
Scrum chosen.
A blood replacement. Sam Underhill off. Niall Annett has come on for the time being. And that's because it's scrum time. And of course, Tom Dunn is off the field at the moment.
They had scrum or line out they were offered by the ref, and I guess you'd rather have a scrum with your replacement hooker on and maybe a flanker on the side than you would have someone else throwing into a line out a few metres out from your own try line who doesn't normally do it.
Point! Set! Steady!
Big old scrum from the Tigers. Lots to do here for Barbary. Great pressure from Leicester. Rafael right to the forefront. And Bath have ultimately done pretty well to secure the ball there.
Not Julian, please.
Spencer's clearance offering quite a lot of relief. That was some ominous power from the Tigers pack.
Really good, that lovely from Nicky Smith, wasn't it? Bath. He's been excellent since he joined Tigers.
Open up.
Don't forget, tomorrow
Open up.
we're at the Stoop for Quins Exeter from 2:45, TNT Sports 1, and the rugby review where you'll be able to see all the highlights from this penultimate round of the Gallagher Premiership from 5:15, usual slot for that one on TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus. Tigers in possession. Once again, Montoya, the provider, from Portfleet to Pollard, who's having to deal with Cam Redpath.
Steps away.
In comes Montoya, and they get inside the 22 again, and it's over it, but then is driven off the ball. Pollard, flat ball for Stewart.
He's carrying more into traffic, Stewart, isn't he? Bringing him tighter. All that chat about him maybe becoming an inside centre, you can see why.
Van Portfleet thought about trying to dart through the middle, changed that plan, swung it out wide. Here's Hassel Collins, 2 men bearing down on him. Good footwork, but in comes Redpath and shuts the door for the moment. Quick ball again for the Tigers. Pollard assessing the options. Stewart was that forwards. Out it goes to Radwan. Try awarded by Anthony Woodthorpe. Adam Radwan again for Leicester.
Woody, I'm going to check that last pass.
9 tries in 9 Tigers games, but a question mark over this pass.
We'll have a good look at the pass now. Once Radwan gets it in hand, game over. I reckon that's forward, isn't it?
Thanks, mate.
It's because he runs backwards after he passes it and he gets hit, so there's momentum stops it, often makes it look worse. I think
I'm
it's
still looking, Woody, for that
50-50.
pass. I think it's good. Want to get a better angle
I'd like
for
to
it.
see a better angle of it. I think that's okay.
If you use the shading on the pitch, you've probably got a reasonable idea, but you've got to add in the velocity.
Yeah, it's not actually how you're meant to do it, is it? Because if you're using the lines, he's 2.5 metres
Woody,
forward.
the hands don't go
I think you struggle to
forward
see
from
that.
from the
And not give it us
passer.
forward. You look where Freddie Stewart is.
They've given it. They've given it on account of the fact that the hands don't noticeably go forward as he releases the ball. So Radwan will have his try, and the Tigers will have the lead again.
Do you know what, really good? I say you'd struggle to give it. They've given it. I thought it was interesting from Tigers, with Bath being a man down, Tigers, instead of carrying in tight, they're just carrying 2 or 3 defenders further out. So Bath were loading up defensively on their own try line, their own 5-metre line then, ready for the big hits. But actually Leicester are hitting just that bit wider, and then they stung Bath where there was space. Nice, intelligent attack play, that.
So the conversion good as well. 15 points to 12. Tigers lead with Bath down a man currently. Tom Dunn in the bin. Ted Hill securing the ball. Reminder that 1 point here today for Leicester is enough to secure them a playoff spot. 4 points, a win of any kind, gets them a home playoff. Donahue drives hard into the defensive line. Cracknell's equal to the task.
No.
Russell, intercept. And Liebenberg sets off, long way to go, has to link. Who better than Adam Radwan? Chased down, Muir can't catch him.
Oh,
that's magnificent from Hill.
That is sensational.
Kidding me.
How did he get there?
He's about 18 stone, mate.
No quick ones.
Really good intercept read by Liebenberg.
No quick ones.
And then an in and out by Radwan. He thought it's try time. That's desire, that's cover.
Time off.
That's worth his weight in gold, which will be a lot of money because he's heavy.
What a tackle. Unbelievable tackle. I mean, they do have some lightning quick back rowers, don't they? Josh Bayliss, Ted Hill, these blokes are as quick as any back division winger for the most part, aside from the likes of the super speedsters like Radwan. That was extraordinary.
Happy? Come to the line.
Because he had all the advantage, didn't he, Radwan, when he got the ball over Will Muir. Will Muir didn't know which way he was going to go, put the hammer down, did him on the outside. What a saver.
There, 2 metres. You come up with it as throw.
Spencer to Barbary. Just provide a slightly better angle for the clearance, potentially.
Oh, sorry.
Stewart,
So good.
he is just immense aerially. We know that much, but the rest of his game seems to be improving at a rate of knots as well. This is Chesham. Lays it up. And Pollard digs it forwards. That's really offering very little. So much time for Russell to backpedal and call for the mark.
It's poor, isn't it, from Pollard, that? There's other options. He could probably put a little return kick back down the other side.
Yeah, he has blood.
There's a couple of those today.
Yep.
We'll stop at the line out, Finn. Yeah, stop at the line out.
Another 3 odd minutes before Tom Dunn returns. 4 till the half-time break. And Russell looking for distance.
Bath receiving treatment for a bit of blood. I think he did it whilst making a tackle there.
Just made all the difference here, hasn't he?
No foul play, mate.
Along with the likes of Ted Hill and Alfie Barbary. But
here's Leicester's set-up play, Ali. They try and get JVP slightly wider and then connect Pollard and Hassel Collins.
Pollard for Hassel Collins. Radwan in that 5-metre channel. And one bounce.
Quinn,
and away into touch.
That. Come on.
If we do see these two in the final, I think it'll come down to the wingers. I think the forwards are so well matched we've seen so far this afternoon. I think it'll come down to a bit of invention, pace, and these guys are making a huge difference to Leicester.
Sides could do better.
Both had a fantastic year.
Getting their hands on the ball a lot more as well, aren't they? It's kind of chicken and egg, I guess. You give these blokes plenty of possession, they're going to score a lot of points for you. Once more, Barbary at close quarters. And Cracknell did a great job. Spencer's kick. Muir on the chase here. And across comes Stewart again, and great power through the contact.
Good obstruction on the kick there, Woody.
It's there for Bath somehow or other. Muir has it. Muir's got Hill on the outside, pinning his ears back, and Radwan returns the favour. Inside the Tigers 22, still with options here, Bath. Redpath goes to ground. Spencer wants it, has it. Russell, change of plan. Back to the traffic. Oh, what about that? Quinru under the sticks. Russell improvisation. Bath celebration.
It ends with a moment of defensive calamity for Leicester, but you watch how quickly Beno Ojomoh is down on that ball on the floor and gets it away to Will Muir. Radwan, catches Ted Hill this time, but Ojomoh's had a fantastic first half, and he snaffled that and got it away. I think actually Finn Russell eventually, Oz, was right to go back right to left because their numbers weren't there on the right, but no one else was really ready for it. Gets the ball away, bit of confusion. JVP flies up and misses it.
I mean, you have to love that little slide of a hand from Finn Russell. Could quite easily have been an intercept.
I don't know how he got the ball away. He's run into heavy traffic, ball's on his chest. Normally you think, right, bang the ball, make sure he goes to ground, but you just cannot take your eyes off this guy. A number of times he creates something out of absolutely nothing. It's amazing.
Shot clock on 2 seconds then when he hit that.
I think Leicester were complaining, though, that the ball was ripped on the floor from Stewart when he carried it in here.
Charlie Ewells, isn't it?
Yeah, punches it out from the floor.
So, yeah, you're right, though, Flats. Ojomoh and Spencer did so well, didn't they? Look at this pace from Ted Hill.
See what? A lot of guys don't catch him there. He's that quick. Radwan did really, really well. And Finn Russell, considering there was an intercept not too long ago, it's high risk, isn't it?
It's high risk. He likes to live on the edge. And it's thrilling. Was that taken?
Oh,
no, it wasn't. Oh, Freddie Stewart did everything in the deep.
I wondered if it hadn't gone forward. Let's have a look. I think that somebody will get a really good photo of this, because I think his face is properly in the dirt. It's a great effort.
Yeah, he knocks it off.
Yeah, he does. That will make a great photo that he can laugh about in a few months' time. There.
Yeah, just not right now.
May as well take a photo of it, because he doesn't drop many.
No. But it's been so interesting with the rise of certain other fullbacks in the English game. So many guys playing well. Freddie Stewart for a period was labelled, well, he's big and tough, but he's the guy who's good under the high ball. We need more than that. But guess what? He hasn't just... He's doubled down. He's actually gone away. His attacking game looks lovely. His 2-on-1, 3-on-2 work looks great. Looking for work in the midfield. He's a massive unit, so he's a handful when he hits it at pace. Clever lines. He's getting better and better.
Saying last night, it's going to be a great little battle you'd expect on the summer tour between himself and Joe Carpenter.
You've got to get this guy off the side of the scrum quickly here, because if Barbary gets a run up onto Pollard, it causes a lot of damage. We're looking for that right shoulder. There's Toy trying to give it to them.
Nicky Smith's dug in nicely there. He's taken it away from them.
No one going forward.
Is that what he does? What does he do there if you get the guy so big, Thomas Toy?
Well, actually, the risk that Nicky Smith is running there is that he's a bit on the outside of Thomas du Toit. So actually you can see a bit too much of the green stripes of Nicky Smith's head guard. So instead of being underneath his sternum and trying to lift Thomas du Toit up, that's a nice idea. And he did it once about 10 minutes ago. But Thomas du Toit is so big and so heavy, he's like a massive plank, he's like a concrete block. So if you go underneath him and miss it, he'll crush you. So it's actually safer to stay outside, a little bit outside and almost work the outside of him, but you've got to stay tight with your hooker and bring your hooker with you, or you will go round the outside and Du Toit will go straight through you. So Nicky Smith has got, it's a fine balance. He doesn't want to get crushed underneath like that. See? Doesn't want to get crushed underneath like that, because you're trying to get under a 52-inch chest of a very strong man, and if you don't nail it, it's curtains, mate.
And a penalty. A kickable one, but they're not going to have a shot at goal. Russell's going to stick this in the corner, and they're going to back their driving game. He's gone hard at the corner too. It's, what is it, 8? No, the assistant referee moving a little further away now, 10 metres out. And Russell's not terribly happy with that decision. I think he, like, well, certainly all of us over on this side of the stand, reckon that was a bit tighter to the try line than that. So they're taking the time here, Bath. 42.5 minutes played. Fans in good voice. Waiting to restock on the hydration front in a moment or two. But is there another score here? Is there a bonus point try coming for Bath? It's with Charlie Ewells. And Underhill is working it back to Dunn.
Moving more sideways than forwards, that they want to roll it round to the right. It's working. Du Toit coming in, steaming past the ball, but lovely shape. See, it's just got inside Rafael. Makes it so hard to stop.
Seemingly nothing the Tigers can do to stem the flow here. Desperation time. Can Bath use it, or can Leicester drop on it? They can. They've held it for long enough. And they will head to the dressing room delighted with their maul defence ultimately. Having been marched backwards, it was looking every inch a Bath score. Possibly even a penalty try, but they've done the necessary and they've hung in. And they've provided excellent opposition for the league leaders here this afternoon. Bath with 3 tries. Spencer, Abano and Quinn Rue. Tigers with 2 from Woodward and Radwan. Just a reminder, Leicester needing 1 point to secure their playoff place. A win of any kind here at the home of Johan van Graan's side will give them a home playoff semi-final. Half-time at the rec. Bath 19, Leicester 15. Thank you, Joe Hayes. That was great timing. One change to tell you about, potentially only temporary amongst the Tigers. Jamie Shilcock is on the field for Adam Radwan, who's undergoing an HIA currently. So 10 minutes of Jamie Shilcock, one of those players who's leaving the club. He's off to breathe next season. 50th Tigers appearance here this afternoon. He, you might remember, had a short spell actually with Bath after the tragic collapse of Worcester. But here he is on the field, and Bath with this narrow advantage, playing into the sunlight now. And a first touch for the new man on the field. Chesham drives into Ewells.
Take him back in. Get out, Charlie. Use it.
2 in the backfield. Donahue, who's been tested quite a bit under the high ball, coming up with it on that occasion and laying it up for Spencer. Thomas Du Toit, even from this range, you can just see the amount of space he takes up, Flats.
Use it. No.
Absolutely.
Just trying to get your arms around him when you tackle him. It's like driving a bus, isn't it?
Shorter kick.
Oh, Barno did well there.
Did really well, pulled out of that, didn't he?
Hayes.
Yeah, well done.
He thinks about smashing him, doesn't he? And then realises, actually, he's so low, I'm probably going to hit him in the head, and pulls out.
He was right.
There's a man who knows. He's suffered, of course, in those circumstances. Donahue again takes his second high ball in as many minutes. And Bath are in possession again, back inside their half. Ewells to Underhill, a little isolated. Did well to get the ball away. Red path.
Use it.
Dunn and Rue rumbling around to the short side. Not quite the same bite about the way Bath have operated today. I just wonder, Flats, we're talking off air, just mentally, if it's difficult, isn't it, to be absolutely on the money when really your sights are set on next week and thereafter, but maybe that's about to change.
Spoken too soon now. That's lovely. That's lovely from Detroit.
Dunn's on the ball again, and
Ball's out a long
Spencer has
time.
it.
Ball's out a long time.
And Russell to Redpath.
No, ball's out a long time, mate.
Tigers hanging in. Good defensive line. Good integrity to that. Nicky Smith in there trying to make a mess of the breakdown. Russell. Donahue straightens.
I tell you what, Joe Hayes did really well to tackle Donahue then. That was an important one. Nearly picked him off.
Here's Yules, and Quinn Rue didn't read that at all.
It's a knock on, isn't it?
I'm not sure it has gone forwards.
Yeah, it goes backwards.
Anthony Woodthorpe could not be any closer. Another great surge from Tom Dunn. Trademark stuff. Russell, Thokina Singer. Barbary waiting for it. Thokina Singer hanging on to it.
Tackle down, let it go.
And Ollie Chesham hanging on to him. Russell into the midfield to Quinn Rue. Nicky Smith, a muscular challenge. Russell again. Will Butt.
No. Still under the foot.
Russell, quick hands to Muir. Need some more bodies there. Underhill arriving. Barbary also, that has gone forwards. He was coming through at a fair old lick and couldn't hang on to it.
That is a really good defensive set because they were stretched both sides. People trying to get their hands through the tackle, as we've seen from Bath all season. Here's a really good example of it. Through the hands, targeting the ball and then slowing the ball down at the breakdown. Defensively, everybody back in a zone, coming forward. Great defensive set from the Tigers.
It's something the Tigers have really prioritised, and of course they brought in Dave Kidwell, the man in the middle of the screen. Kiwi who took over the defensive duties from Matt Everard, the man who's going to be heading up the Worcester Warriors operation in what we now have to call the Champ next season. Champ Rugby.
That's what I called it anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah.
Just strapping in.
This is clever from Beno Obano. Think back to the final where he got sent off for a high shot. He flies in here. When you watch him, it's at half speed. He is going to... It doesn't look much, actually, in that angle. Maybe we might need it at full speed, but he is flying in and he pulls out there. It's split-second stuff, but if he doesn't, at full speed, he there...
Smashes him,
totals him, yellow or red. It's clever. There's a lot of power in Beno Obano, but there's intelligence as well. That was good. And they say that players need to learn. Players aren't learning. Yes, they are. There's evidence that they are.
Yep, learning in evidence right there. And of course, it wasn't just the Premiership final. There were two yellows that led to a red in the game against Leicester. And really, other than up until the point when Northampton had the better of them, nobody really tested Leicester properly, except Bath in that first hour. And Obano's exit led to some Leinster dominance.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
A bit early from Leicester, that. I quite liked it. I'd let that go. Was a bit quick.
Patience, please.
Joe Hayes keen to not get caught by Beno Obano on this side, because when Beno,
just patience, please.
He's low and squat, gets underneath, you're in trouble. So he's out the blocks quick, Joe. He's also keen to get into Beno Obano because he wants to dominate him. Got to keep your balance.
Crouch!
It's been a high-quality scrum battle this today, isn't it?
Yeah, some good units out there.
Set!
They've gone down in the front row. That's a Tigers penalty. Let's have a quick word with Pete Hewitt, who's, of course, the attack coach with the Leicester Tigers. Pete, what's your assessment of the game as it stands right now? What's going to make the difference? What's going to break it up?
Oh, what a battle, though, hey? Like, obviously, 1 versus 2 at the moment, so it's a real ding-dong. Look, again, it's going to be one up front. Like, we feel if we get... good clarity up front, we can, move the ball and get to edges, which would be nice.
Without making the man next to you blush too much, the defensive effort has been very, very strong today, and clearly whatever Dave is saying to them, whatever he's doing with them at the moment is working. What's been key to the defensive success to this point?
Yeah, we feel last week we didn't go forward, so you know, it's been a big part of our plan this week is to go forward. Obviously, we want to put pressure on. You know, if we allow Finn Russell to play, you know, it's pretty good. So I feel like we're getting good inside heat there, and we've got to continue to do so.
Good stuff. Thanks for your time, Pete.
Thanks, guys.
Use it.
From Portfleet,
No.
calling for one or two more bodies, but they're stubbornly staying to the open side. Nicky Smith on the carry. Pollard gives himself a little bit of time. Oh, look at the pressure from Ted Hill. He wasn't too far away. Will Muir takes that in the shadows, drives hard into Solomon Ikata.
Tackle, let it go, Tigers.
You think about Ted Hill's pressure, the kick was fine, but it wasn't great. It was easy to take for Will Muir. They were never going to compete, Leicester. They were never going to bash him as he landed. Too much time. That's what the pressure led to.
Pollard did well to take that spin and then release Hassel Collins as well. Pollard once more. Been some very hefty collisions in that midfield today. Woodward puts boot to ball. This could be a 50-22, but he's just overcooked it.
Yeah, he spooned it a bit, didn't he? Came off his ankle rather than his foot.
Still live.
It's clever from Pollard, isn't it? You know that Thokanasinga's coming. Go to ground and spin. Get out the tackle. He can't hit you if you're on the floor.
No quick ones.
Lovely, isn't it?
Time off, yeah. You're right, yeah.
Change being made. Bath deploying Max Ojomoh at this point. He's been missing for a short while. Had some untimely injuries, but he's on now for Cam Redpath.
Doesn't look happy, does he? A lot of strapping on his knee.
How are we looking, Charlie?
Don't forget, tomorrow we say goodbye to Goodison Park as it hosts its final ever Premier League game for Everton before they move into a new home. Southampton are in town. It's going to be an emotional day in the Healy household, I suspect.
Yeah, a lot of great memories in that stadium. Granddad,
Okay,
my
let's hold the
dad,
gap, please.
everyone who's a Blue will have great memories, but I don't think they'll need the demolition team. I think the guys will just take everything with them.
Live from 11 o'clock for that one, and then we've got the UFC as well for you also tomorrow. Sorry, it's tonight, isn't it? From 10 o'clock this evening. Here's Barbary. Spencer. Russell. Donahue. Just allowed to get a slight head start, and he's got up and gone again. Outskirts of the 22. Russell frees the arms up. Dunn is there. What a dummy! What a moment! Put your hands together for Tom Dunn. Unreal.
Stop it. That's just naughty and cheeky. It's a lovely little break, isn't it? Good defence up from Leicester to stop that first offload, but then the show and go gets his arm through. No. Please. How good.
Not for me.
You can't speak. You're in shock.
How good is that?
Good, Woody.
Cheers, Rosie.
How good is that?
I mean,
You know
as
what?
long as he plays flats, that is going to be a moment that lives with him, surely.
That's the number one. It reminds me of Phil Vickery dummying off the left, about 25 out at Kingsholm and running it in while giggling. Reminds me just of that.
Reminds me of Will Collier's try for
Yes.
Quins a few years back, having had no scores whatsoever in a lifetime. The dummy, the show and go, and Tom Dunn has got it done here. Let's not deny there was a bit of extra magic there too.
Well, all the aggression that we heard about that Leicester want from this game, get up and stop Finn Russell playing that line speed, just meant that when Finn Russell got that ball, Leicester were flying up outside him, almost too keen. So he chanced his arm, went for it, got the ball away in proper Finn Russell style. He's been well dealt with so far, but there's always some magic left in him. You've got to keep your eyes on him. You can't get up in front of your inside defenders. It was really nicely done, and what a moment for Tom Dunn.
And Freddie Stewart trying to conjure something, having been done by the Bath hooker. Van Portfleet set off, Quinrue clings on, and Tigers just beginning to tick here. Chesham to the 22. They need a response. Half an hour. left in this contest. From Portfleet, playing with an advantage. Stewart, and interesting decision from Woodward, always with the advantage.
When you've got the advantage like that, yes, you can take chances, but don't waste them. The freebie's one thing, but you can have another go. You can have 2 or 3 more phases. It doesn't have to be so outrageous.
Lay flat.
You know, a miracle pass, a miracle kick. Keep playing. I think that kick was a good example. He needed to get it on the floor, just bouncing.
That's a good kick from Pollard, really good kick. Actually, an easy call against Charlie Ewels. He probably should have stayed flat on the deck. Montoya made some good yards through the middle. That man there, top of the range player.
Bit of a surprise here, Ali. They're taking JVP off. He's just starting to see a few little gaps around the fringes. Personally, I probably would have given him another 10 minutes just to see if it keeps opening up.
Well, if only they had a decent 9 to bring on.
I know, but with all due respect to Benny Youngs, he's not a spring chicken and he's not as quick as he once was. He's not as quick as JVP. Can he take advantage of those gaps? We'll see. I mean, he's one of the best at ever attacking the fringes, isn't he?
Youngs for Van Portfleet. And Will Stewart for Thomas du Toit for Bath. What an embarrassment of riches.
Free kick advantage.
Tigers poised here.
Free kick advantage.
Seeking try number 3.
Bath, 18.
And Bath ushering them towards that touchline. Youngs trying to get side of the ball. They've got an advantage. They've got a free kick here.
+1's not 2 metres.
Leicester got up their sleeve. Pollard seems to want to bang this into the corner, I think. Ben Youngs might have other ideas.
Special move. Here it comes. Eclipse. Here it comes.
It's Cracknell, and it's not terribly complicated.
Terribly special.
That took him ages to come up with.
What we're going to do is, lads,
Liebenberg lays it up. Hayes again, a little bit of support from behind.
Tell you what, though, good shots those. Got to get out the way. Ted Hill, I think, has got to get out the way there. Undermines the underhill tackle.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of not rolling going on. And Youngs now tries to put a bit of width on it. Stewart is caught low very effectively by Muir, but they'll have that penalty 5 metres out.
7 jackals with loads of players on the wrong side. Don't compete with players on the wrong side.
Now they'll do something different. You wait.
It's a catch and drive job. And Bath need to muscle up here. Another replacement running onto the field. Dan Kelly is going to come on for Solomon. No, he's not. He's coming on for Joe Woodward. Kelly, who's off to Munster next season.
Time off.
The man running off the field has rather stolen his thunder this season. Woodward's emergence has kept Kelly, for the most part, on the bench. Ollie Cracknell just needing a bit of repair work. Unsurprisingly, given the amount of work that he gets through.
Make it clear. Understood.
Will Stewart got pinged for joining the line out too early. The referee's just asked Charlie Ewels
Time on.
to make sure he doesn't do it again. He said, well, he's coming in this time, but someone at the back or one of the back rows stepping out. Just a little bit of horseplay, a little bit of choreography.
They've swapped.
Chesham can't hold on to it. Thockenasinger has it. Would thought the referee running at high speed in the other direction. He doesn't want to get hit by any of those boys. And the support in that little pocket of the ground, very exercised over the course of the last couple of minutes. Spencer's clearance, low and long, really long. Goodness, what a lot of distance he's got on that.
Think about pressure moments, actually. Quinn Roux does brilliantly. The throw's too low. The assumption is, I think, Thockenasinger does brilliantly to clear it up, of course. The assumption is that Bath won't go up, stay on the deck, defend them all. Bath get up really, really well and nick it. Great defence from him.
Not too often you hear too much about Quinn Roux. He's just one of those who's there every single week. He's very much inked in as a first-team starter for Johan van Graan alongside Ewels. That pairing's worked very well. coming up with a big play.
On you, please. Yeah, Donny on me.
Emeka Ilioni on for Ollie Cracknell, who's off for a head injury assessment. Ilioni excellent last week. Brace of tries against the Sharks. A lot of movement. It's Liebenberg who grabs it. And here they come through the midfield. Youngs retiring at the end of the season, as we know now.
Tackle, let it go!
Pollard juggling with it. In comes Dunn and Underhill. Hayes, little ambitious potentially, nobody really there.
Lost forward, knock on advantage.
And Bath are swarming, it's been knocked forwards by the Tigers. There's acres of space out there, out wide. And Ojomoh threads it out there. Fokanasinger gathers it from Russell, takes on Hassel Collins, who stands up well in the contact. Spencer to Rue. And a second advantage. And finally the patience wears thin.
I'll tell you what, Ted Hill was through there, wasn't he? If that had gone across the front of Quinn Rue. Just not quite the right pass selection from Ben Spencer. Don't say that too often. Actually, Ollie Hassel-Collins stood up really well to Fokanasinger then, didn't he?
Well, he defends really well because he's numbered down and he's only got Liebenberg inside him, and he tells Liebenberg just stay there, and he stays with him for as long as he can. And that's such good defence from a winger. Stay just with the guy on the outside. Look, Liebenberg's there, he's the last man. Hassel-Collins gets to him and says, stay, wait. Just covers the ball, concedes ground. Really clever defence.
And Russell once more takes play deep inside the Leicester Tigers 22.
Woodward's just gone off in the midfield for Tigers. Solomon Akata's got cramp. Doesn't quite look like it's going away. About a minute after they've replaced the other centre. Just worth keeping your eye on in terms of lateral movement, getting himself off the mark now.
Well, they've got Shilcock still, haven't they? They could bring him on. Actually put Stewart into 12.
That would be interesting. Not something we've seen as yet. It's an idea we understand he would definitely entertain. Lots of comparisons made with the likes of Geordie Barrett, who's moved there with great success for New Zealand, and of course has occupied that space for Leinster too. Reinforcements being called upon. Ross Maloney has come onto the field. Guy Pepper and Francois Van Veek.
Time on.
And of course, in recent times, and in not quite so recent times, it's the Bath bench that has made such a big impact on all of their opposition. That's not clean for Will Butt, and the Tigers will have the scrum. This is the great challenge for all the rest of the league, isn't it? Can they handle Bath's bench power? Arguably today, not quite as reinforced as you might normally see, but goodness me, they've got some depth.
We're going to have a bit of contrast in style, aren't we, in the top four? If it goes to form, you've got to think it's going to be Bath first, Leicester second, Sale third, Bristol fourth. Oh, there it is.
Just the point required for the Tigers to qualify for the playoffs. And if they manage to come from 24-15 down with, what, 24 minutes to play and secure the win, they will play their semi-final playoff at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road. It's going to get tasty, though, isn't it, with the final round of matches. Sale away at Exeter. You'd expect them to come up trumps there. Gloucester are at home to Saints, who may or may not be putting out their first team. Surrey's at home to Bath. And post-Challenge Cup final, you would expect them perhaps to be a bit underpowered. Bristol Quins is really interesting. Harlequins could condemn Bristol with victory at Ashton Gate. Tigers, you'd like to think, from a Leicester perspective, they've got a bit of slack in the system. They play Newcastle at home.
Yes.
Shortened line-out. Maloney goes up. Uncontested by Leicester. Russell to Barbary. Quick hands. Maloney.
Oh, I had to go that. Finn Russell really wanted that out the back.
Van Veek. Spencer. Challenge for Pollard right next to the touchline again. He goes to ground cleverly and protects the ball. Oh, big shot from Ted Hill and Underhill.
Use it.
He came in like a train then, didn't he? Sam Underhill.
Russell. And the attention from Radwan. Here's Kieran Donahue. He might like
I think he was
a broken field in front of him. Falconer-Singer, though, has latched on to the kick pass. And again, he's looking to bulldoze his way through Hassel Collins, who's not having it.
I thought Falconer-Singer was offside there from that kick. He was already in front of him, but...
I don't see him not coming. Okay, that's fine, Scott. So at the moment we've got... Yeah, Leicester's...
Underhill absolutely flying in there.
No, Leicester line at the moment.
What a shot. Shoulder on shoulder.
Yeah, their line's in front of him.
Yeah, just ahead of him, wasn't he there? So...
4-man.
Wondering how that ball goes down.
I think it was Dan Kelly actually in the tackle. I think it hit his shoulder. Anyway, let's get on with it. Needs someone to bring it to life, doesn't it?
Good timing on the tackle.
Stewart.
Hold it.
Oh dear. He sliced that, and Max Ojomoh's got a big, fat grin on his face. It was his pressure. It was his line speed.
No way.
They've been using that in recent weeks, Leicester, as their exit. Get the ball into Stewart's hands, and if he gets a bit of space, but Bath have seen the video. Everybody just shifted out to. He ends up with 4 defenders in front of him.
Gonna have a big part to play, Max Ojomoh. No Ollie Lawrence, sadly. Of course, he is in the ground here somewhere today. Recovering from that really nasty Achilles injury. He's done so much to put Bath in this excellent position in the league. And here's Sam Underhill, enjoying that carry. Pepper, the ball dislodged. It's gone forwards and Tigers will have the ball. It's just a bit broken at the moment, but Tigers need to tighten up and take some sort of control here. They got 20 minutes to pull this out of the fire, but maybe they're beginning to wonder whether they might leave it till the round of 18.
I mean, it doesn't look tight from either side. Neither side's quite putting it together properly beyond first or second phase. But actually for Bath, the truth is it doesn't really matter, does it? They want to perform because they're competitive, but they're through already. The home playoff semi is theirs. Leicester have got to find a way to shake this game up or it'll kind of whimper out. It might end up not mattering too much for them, but they will want to get on the bus with things feeling certain.
Lost forward, Tigers ball.
Just be
You're right, Jack.
a great relief, you suspect, for them if they could just grab the single point and know that they were there. Don't forget, tomorrow, Quinn's Exeter from 2:45, TNT Sports 1. Dave Walder, by the way, named as attack coach with the Chiefs today. Rob Baxter reinforcing his coaching staff. The rugby review from 5:15 tomorrow, TNT Sports 1. All the highlights can be seen. Stream it on Discovery Plus as well, obviously. Big pressure from the Bath pack. The front rows have gone down. It's a Bath penalty. Barbary pumped.
He goes down first.
The value of a big scrum. The value, yes, of Francois Van Veek, but of course Will Stewart, the Lion, an England international coming off the bench. Bath choosing the territory, going for the 7.
This is it here, this is the game. Leicester hold them out, they've got a chance. If not, curtains.
The other factor, which may only be psychological, guys, but these are 1 and 2 in the league. This could be the Premiership final. Can send a message or two here, Bath. Up they go. Underhill secures it. Barbary has it. and Tom Dunn wants it.
Tell you what, so far so excellent from Leicester. Brilliantly dealt with.
Let's go.
Spencer. Delayed decision. Russell just drops it on the ground, and Will Muir drives onwards. Picked up by Dunn. Van Fake is pretty close. Pepper, Underhill, huge tackle.
A knock on advantage.
That was Solomon Kata. That was a real monster. It was a shot stopper.
Well, Underhill kind of took it behind his back, didn't he? You become quite easy to hit then.
Ilioni is a big impact player for Leicester in recent weeks. His physicality, his go forward. Just looked for a moment there like Bath were going to score, didn't it? You see him bounce out, gets to the first tackle, and then gets his weight through there to get the turnover.
Yeah, send them on 1 and 3, Leicester. Thank you, Nicky. Yes, sir. Oh, just one, okay.
One of those who can probably consider himself a little unfortunate not to be considered for the Lions tour. Sam Underhill, no doubt he'll be touring Argentina and the USA with England.
You've got players off feet as well. There's a lot going on.
Off comes Nicky Smith, on comes James Cronin on the loose head for the Tigers.
Nicky Smith can't have been that far off. True. Very, very good loose head. There's a few about, but he must be on the short list for replacements if needed.
I don't think you can pick him over Genge.
No, I don't. Just if they need anyone else. Genge certainly be first choice for me. Porter right up there, of course, but Nicky Smith's done really good things this season.
Thank you.
That's more like it. Bath, Leicester, 5 metre scrum. That's what they pays their money for.
Somehow doesn't seem quite right with bright sunshine and blue skies.
No.
There should be big old steam hanging.
It needs to be 6-3. Load of mud.
Right.
Me conceding penalties to Julian White. That's what it needs to be.
On the mark.
Just a brilliant, rich history between these two. That rivalry that's stood for more than a century.
Let's go.
This their 210th meeting, believe it or not, in all. And of course a sharing of no fewer than 17 league titles between them. You can just feel that weight building. Tigers have done enough, and then they've spilt the ball, gobbled up by Pepper, and now a bit of width. And Ojomoh racing towards the line. He's just brought down, importantly, by Kelly. Maloney left out. Dunn might latch onto that. Liebenberg grabs it. And the penalty is Bath's.
Dan Kelly did so well to stop Ojomoh then. He was flying through, so agile.
12, northern to the 9.
Changes direction so well at speed, Ojomoh.
East to west.
Hell of a tackle from Dan Kelly. Tigers live to fight another minute. This is crunch time, isn't it?
Opportunity to put things to bed here. Pepper takes it on. Underhill rolls to within a metre. One more carry might just do it. Desperation from the Tigers. Tom Dunn. That might be his second, and that surely is the game. Tigers will take their playoff challenge all the way to the final round, seemingly.
On-field try. So
he's lost it.
Oh,
yes, we're going to check it now. So
Knocked on.
It's a knock-on, mate. It's a clear knock-on, yeah.
hold that thought.
Rewind.
No, just goal line. Even though we got around, just goal line. Knock on in the goal. Yes. Goal line.
Not quite the accuracy there.
Lads, water's off, please. Oh, hold on, no. Yeah, time off. Send them on.
Enough bodies thrown in the way
Well done, Rosie.
by the Tigers, who are now sending on reinforcements. Will Hurd at tight head. Matt Rogerson is on. And so too Jamie Shilcock on a more permanent basis.
Alex. Okay, so we're going to wait. So 13's off the back, 7's off the back, and you want 3, did you say? Time on. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, he's in the tunnel. Good spot.
Tom Dunn has enjoyed his afternoon, I would suggest. Maybe not that last bit. Arthur Green banged over outside that 22. Underhill is carrying hard at the moment. Whipped away by Carr Smith. Picked up by Donahue. It'll show the ball. Chases through the gap. Maloney.
Well done.
Stewart. Carr Smith recycles quickly. Green again on the ball. Pepper still going. Got himself in a tussle with Cronin. Underhill waits. Butt is waiting, but still they keep it tight.
Tackle, let it go, Tigers!
Ever closer. Pepper is involved in just about everything at the moment. Arthur Green, I think, has had to turn again. Russell's caught, slips the ball away, and Ojomoh hangs on and rolls.
Turnover. Oh.
20 wins the ball with 11 on the wrong side. Wait, no, here.
Relentless at the moment from Bath.
It is. Leicester are holding on, but all the while they're keeping them out. They're a long way from scoring a try to get themselves back into this game.
It would do them wonders.
They've done a good job, haven't they? Finn Russell made a lovely half-break and offload for the Tom Dunn drive, for the try. But otherwise, he has been really well taken care of today.
And it's delivery. Pepper is lifted up. And the drive looks solid. To the touchline they go. It's with Stewart! And that surely is that now. They've been so patient in these parts. These happy days have been some time coming, but Will Stewart has notched their 5th and has almost certainly taken it out of the reach of Leicester today.
See, what Leicester are trying to do is take it towards the touchline. It looks like they're doing a good job, which they are initially. Bath sense it, they feel it, so they roll left, they roll in field. Nice little cheap shot, little elbow from Francois Van Fake. It's only a friendly one. No foul play, just rubbing it in a little bit on Ilioni. But Bath sense that, and they pull it back in field, and all the Leicester numbers are committed to taking Bath towards the touchline. There's no one left to defend it except Ilioni. Can't do enough.
Never deviated that kick either. Bath into the 30s. Will Stewart with the score. A lion in waiting.
Sorry, who do you say was Tigers?
Learned through the newspapers today that he was actually doing some DIY during that announcement.
Chopping logs, I heard.
6.
Chopping logs. I mean, it's the weather for it.
When you're ready.
It takes a very calm man to go off and do something completely different. Well, that sort of
Or he's terrified and wants distracting.
Yeah, potentially. Green, good bust from the youngster, 21 years old. Russell has got it away, but looking for support runners, and Muir fumbles the ball.
Had 3 or 4 of those today, haven't they? Ball just a little bit too far out in front. It's a lovely set-up play. They get the ball out the back really well. Look at that wide pass. Takes all 4 defenders out the inside. This is try time. Should be scoring from there, those sorts of numbers.
That injection of pace from Will, but it almost looked like it shocked all of his mates. He made up that much ground. Not quite there, are they, Bath? They're winning reasonably comfortably at the moment. Leicester, it has to be said, have in large part, yes, they've conceded 31 points, but for lots of the game they've defended really well, actually, and Bath haven't looked themselves in attack. And you do just wonder, going back to your point just after half-time, Al, whether, because Bath know they're in, they want to go and do the job, but are they sort of emotionally at 90% instead of 100.
Well, it's kind of a scary thought that might be a possibility, given the scoreline now, the potential across the next 10 minutes, and what they've got coming. I mean, they are quite self-evidently the leading front-runners for this title.
Absolutely, and rightly so. But the week before a European final is always a horrible game to play. Because you can't help it. You can't help but think about next week.
Maybe Leicester aren't done yet. Kelly finds Shilcock, and a good tackle from Ojomoh just stems the operation a little bit. Will Hurd wants it.
Underhill again. Cruncher, that was.
Just loves it, doesn't he? Loves it. Ilioni. He's slammed in the tackle. Another good shot from Ojomoh.
Wouldn't surprise me if Max Ojomoh's straight back in the starting team for next week. You know, he's made a real difference.
Shilcock. Charlie Clare, who's come on for Montoya. Kelly sends it wide. Liebenberg.
Well done.
Shilcock did well to get that away. Chesham, what a good line that is. Beyond the 10-metre line. And options here.
Come off.
9 minutes to find 2 tries and a try bonus that would at least ink them into the playoffs, if not to a home semi-final.
He's on the mark.
They get a quick try now, they're still in the game. It's tough, it's 10 minutes, 9 minutes to go.
What are we looking at here now?
A good kick to the corner, drive over.
Feels like they need to try to find a little bit of width, try to find room for Radwan to run into. Not seen a great deal of him since his return from the HIA.
No. Okay, time on.
Pollard's kick puts them into the 22, but against the wind, not given it quite as much as he might have. Charlie Clare, 100th Premiership appearance for him this afternoon. Former Saints man, of course. Measuring up his alternatives, and away it goes to Liebenberg. Ilioni to Clare again. Youngs, Shilcock.
No! No, no, no! Let it go!
Youngs. Held back. Pollard gets it away, swept up.
I've got nothing.
On the bounce. Max Ojomoh did well, and away comes Annett.
Thanks, mate.
Pepper tries to fling that onwards to Hill, and the contact and the impetus squirts the ball into the stands. And the flag is raised.
I haven't got anything.
Max Ojomoh did really well, didn't he? Great enthusiasm off the line. Bath didn't quite. He loves it, doesn't he? Absolutely loves playing rugby. Look at that. How good. But Bath didn't quite get themselves in shape, did they, to attack from it? They weren't quite expecting it. Big impact he's made. Big impact. And they need that with Ollie Lawrence somewhere in this stadium in a boot.
Time on.
Intent on taking their time over this one.
Good competition.
Carl Smith fizzes it out. And again, it's Green who's stationed in the midfield. Russell, little dab forwards this time, chasing after it himself.
Advantage, yes.
Youngs. Ben Youngs keen to take that penalty as quick as he could. Trying desperately to get the message to Anthony Woodford before he was buried into the turf.
Carl Smith did a good job there. He just made a nuisance of himself, so he couldn't take it quickly.
Still time here for the Tigers. The game has just lost its zing.
I think it's the heat. I think the players out there, a lot of cramp, a lot of exhaustion. Very, very hot day. Better get used to it.
Absolutely. For the last few weeks or anything to go by. Line-out ball secured by Rogerson. Pollard feeding Kelly. Shilcock. Stewart. Slung to the ground. Oh, Ojomoh might just have hurt himself in that contact. Ilioni. Lovely footwork from Shilcock. The offload is good as well. Henderson turns and presents. And Stewart did well to take that on the turn. Kelly again. Tigers building some momentum here. Oof. Will Hurd absolutely slammed by Pepper. And the pressure from the young open side has produced scrum ball for the home side.
Well, one back rower leaves off. So another one comes on and does the same job for Bath. It's been a match short on magic, hasn't it? The Tom Dunn try aside was a wonderful moment. Brilliantly finished. It's really been a game about. It's been a bit disconnected. There's been a lot of graft, a lot of exhaustion, some massive collisions, as you said, Al. It's been a physical old game, that's for sure.
Because we're wasting time here.
I think we've taken a lot of time talking about Pollock, haven't we? And rightly so. Getting in the line is fantastic. But I think Pepper could become, next year, could be a monster year for him.
Yeah.
Fully expect to see him in a white shirt next year. Back row, imagine that. Pepper, Pollock maybe, Curry. Some quality players.
He does come from
Willis.
would he? Carry on.
Off Tigers first.
Yeah. Big tour actually for England.
Knock on by Tigers first.
Sorry?
Big tour for England.
Tough too.
Yeah, but
Very
great
tough.
chance for a lot of people like him to make a name for themselves.
There was a time when a summer tour of Argentina during Lions year was a kind of bit part operation. Not so much now.
Were they good?
As usual, the Lions. 93 Lions New Zealand was my best tour, I think. Best score.
Penalty here to Leicester with less than 5 minutes remaining, and Liebenberg is grabbing it by the scruff of the neck here. Youngs to Will Hurd. Time to switch on for the Tigers. Chesham, big carry, almost through. Russell clung onto the boot, and he's going again. He's within 5, Chesham. Youngs out to the short side, the intercept, very well read. And Max Ojomoh feeds Stockenasinger, who will not be caught by Hassel Collins.
He's done it again, Ojomoh, hasn't he? Has he read it in time? Is he onside? I'm sure we'll have another look, but wow, he really does pick out a pass. I was watching Radwan make up some ground.
Hey, Stockenasinger was thinking, Hassel Collins, give up, mate. Stop being such a nose. Give up. And he wouldn't give up, Hassel Collins. Ojomoh, actually, he's not doing that for fun. He's giving it to the quicker man. Two rapid guys. It's a big man to moving that quick, isn't it? Great read from Ojomoh.
Night. Joe Stockenasinger, who's really come to life under Johan van Graan. There was a period where we were questioning the sort of intent of his carry, some of his positional play. He knows exactly what his role is now, Austin, and he's carrying out orders to excellent effect.
Yeah, playing with a smile on his face, like you said. One man there who's not got a smile on his face. But in a perverse sort of way, this will probably help Tigers, because if they do progress and they do end up playing Bath at the end of the season, he'll use this to motivate the team. He'll talk about, they embarrassed us in our last game, what are you going to do about it? He might get 1%, 2% more. I know it sounds a bit strange, but it might actually work to their benefit.
Russell's spiral down the middle. And a big old chase back for Jamie Shilcock. And Muir has put in an excellent chase as well. He's applying the heat to Hassel Collins. He's got him. And Johan van Graan will be loving that kind of intensity, that sort of hunger. It's going to serve them so well as they head towards the latter stages of this season. Next Friday night in the Principality Stadium, they take on Lyon for what could be their second trophy of the season. The Prem Cup safely tucked away. The big one, the Gallagher Premiership, is the big one they're after. But they're going to need all hands to the pumps. And they're going to need all their resolve. Donahue feeds Russell. There's a festival atmosphere about what's going on now. And it's Donahue again. Muir keeps it alive. Here's Van Fake. Once more, Ojomoh did brilliantly to keep that in the field of play. Pepper. Tigers are all over the place here, scrambling for all their worth. Bath just powering forwards, time and again. Ted Hill this time. Penalty Leicester. The side entry.
Tell you what, good, big, heavy carry that from Ted Hill. Defended it well, the Tigers, but that was brutal stuff. Have a smile, Johan.
I think he's enjoyed it. You need everyone to step up defensively, don't you?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're a forward. Oh my!
Hello.
There's the tackle. Radwan gets lined up, and Vake says, "I'll have you." Come on then. No chance, Chief.
That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the gym, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Last play. Thanks, mate. Good competition, one by Bath. The ball, play on. He's all over it.
One last effort for Bath. Donahue tearing forwards. It's gathered and it's scored. Will Buck finishes it in style. The wreck and all those supporters who cannot wait for next week and the week after and the week after that. They've had their money's worth today.
Tries good, the ball goes backwards off the first back player.
Okay, Wayne, can you tell Hanro that, please?
Remarkable to
Jack, just tell Hanro that.
see Bath operating in this atmosphere as well, Flats. It's so obvious, of course, to those of us in the stadium at the moment, but you can just feel the place bouncing. You can feel it lifting every single one of the players out on the pitch.
I think there's an enthusiasm in the city. Of course, I live here, so I notice it. There's a bounce around the place, real positivity. Johan van Graan's face tells us everything, though. They've had a great season so far, but they won nothing. They're not unbeatable, but today, they, in the end, very, very dominant.
Well, they will disappear down to Cardiff next Friday night, full of confidence, full of belief that a second trophy can be achieved there. And they remain the hot favourites for the Gallagher Premiership title too. Leicester, well, their playoff challenge hangs on next week. A home tie against Newcastle. You would back them. You would back them all the way still for a home tie in that semi-final, but they'll have to wait. No points today. Bath with all 5. They've won by 43 points to 15.